Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday night. It's 9 p.m. and we are back here on
How to Ace Your Career.
So, guys and girls who are watching us right now, you all know that we come here every Friday evening at 9 p.m. to ensure that we deliver something that helps you ace your career. What we are trying to do now is go into a little broader zone, which we'll be discussing later. But acing career comes from basically midlife stage where you are going through a career stagnation, or you want to go through a career transit, or you don't know how do you deal with this feeling of not feeling fulfilled at work. You feel that you're doing it, but is it really worthwhile what I'm doing? Money is okay, but I'm not really feeling that passion towards work what I felt. So when people experience such kind of challenges, that's the time they come to us.
So, in short, this is the time when in your professional life, in your career, you get stuck.
Yes.
Okay, and that's where people come to us because that's what we do. We help people to create breakthroughs in all these areas of life. That's what we've been doing more than a decade, and we've been specialized with people with the mid-age section of career, which is somebody between 12 to 15, 20 years of work life, age from 35 to 45. That's what we specialize. Been doing this for a decade now. Okay, and that is why it helps us to give you all this information, not on any kind of intellectual, but this is something what we've done, we've experienced, and we've come here to share.
So,
To first introduce
yes, that's what. So, who are we and why can we do this? I'm Nutan. I'm a career and a life coach, and I've been coaching mid-age people through all these challenges in the career that I just spoke about.
I'm Dheeraj. I'm a life coach, career coach, and a business coach. And together, we both create this company, ND Life Coaching.
So, welcome to this domain of ND Life Coaching, where we are going to talk about something a little different from
which we did last
Yes.
week also. We
Yes.
started last week actually.
Yeah, but it's a little different from what generally we come. We come here generally to help you deal with your challenges at work front, or probably how to grow in your career, or what is that you need to highlight in your resume, or how do you deal with the situation in your work life. But today it's about something where we talk about shaping our future together.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt the stirring desire to shape the future alongside your community?
Have you ever felt a need of a community? Despite of our unique paths, many of our challenges actually resonate universally, and this is worldwide because we are coaching people. I think almost now 9 different countries,
Yes.
including India, and we are seeing that they are so common. These are, in the real of work, we grapple with the arrays of issues.
For example, how do I confront a toxic boss? A problem which is unsolvable by most people and also leads to resignation at times, also leads to compromising on their career at times, also leads to suffering in their career at times because it's so difficult to confront a toxic boss.
Then how do I navigate my office politics? That is so common. Okay, that is much more challenging than the Indian politics. I feel the corporate politics is something which people don't know how to navigate.
Yes. And does it exist? Question mark. Are you experiencing it? Question mark. Only you can decide that. But what we experience are these are universal challenge, and it's not only meant for me only in this organization. It happens across borders, across countries, across organizations. Then of course, enduring an unjust appraisal, not going out there becoming impulsive and taking a wrong decision, but you have to sustain after feeling that the appraisal that was done was not justified. You deserve much more. How do you sustain in that environment and work happily or joyfully?
Adapting to new skills demand. So this is very important, okay? Because I think we are living in the world where there is so much of change going out there, and it is going so fast. So what skills should I adapt? What should I do? That's a very important question that people are grappling with.
Then, of course, addressing behavioral conflicts with colleagues, seniors, How do I deal with it? I cannot tolerate the behavior of this person, and I still have to come in the same work environment and still work in maintaining those cordial relation with him. But it's very, very difficult.
Absolutely. And males, and mainly for females, they are constantly struggling that should I go for growth and opportunity, or should I focus on my work-life balance? So these are the issues that we are seeing universally same when it comes to your work life.
Yes. So I'm in an organization where I am not experiencing growth opportunities. I now don't know how to move my career ahead because I've been in this organization for 10 years. I've not prepared a resume since the last 9 years. How do I start? So these are the challenges that people grapple with across organizations, especially during the mid-age, that is 12 to 20 years of experience in the corporate world, and that is where they get stuck with these situations even more deeply.
We also go through relationship hurdles in professional world, from being ghosted by clients, they're not picking up your call, they're not returning back, and you don't know what to do, to negotiating with your vendors, all those people who are out there taking care of their vendors. How do I negotiate? From securing repetitive business from the same clients, or to setting boundaries with unrealistic expectations that people have.
So before we move into dealing with these relationship hurdles, people who are listening out there, I would want you to comment that have you gone through these challenges in your work life? Did you experience them in the past, or you're experiencing them now? How did you deal with it, and how you sustained or survived or thrived in that situation? Did you sustain, survive, or thrive in that situation? It would be amazing if we get answers, and that will help so many other people. So when this happens, when you experience this relationship hurdles in your professional life, these challenges in prompt and introspection within, and you start questioning, how can I cultivate strong relationship with stakeholders? Is it even possible? And if it is possible, then how can I do it? How can I really cultivate strong relationship with my team members, with my clients, with my vendors?
For those who are running their own organization, it's about how do I foster loyalty, because that's something which is so challenging. Okay,
You know, my guy, he was just paid 5% hike.
and he left me. Or people come here, get trained, and then go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
How can I have loyalty with them? Then how do I find committed partners? That's so important. That if you get a partner and one is committed, you other is not, then the one is dragging. And how do I expand collaboratively? Because today's world is all about collaboration.
Absolutely.
But how do I do it?
Absolutely. So these are the relationship hurdles I grow in my professional life. Now we also have challenges in our personal front, in our relationships, in our personal life. What are these trials? We go through betrayals. We go through emotional wounds. Then, of course, there is doubt about compatibility. Why do I keep arguing and debating? Why can't I have a peaceful discussion? That's because he doesn't listen to me.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly the feeling he's getting towards me. And is there a solution to this? Or this is what married life is all about?
Or take a divorce, and then there is a painful aftermath of the divorce. Okay, it is very painful. So as you see, the divorce cases are rising. So do the complexity of managing hurt. Children are suffering, and of course there is so much of financial stress, lot of strain that comes on your life. So midlife couples often feel trapped in stagnation.
So I don't know where that passion has disappeared, that love has disappeared. We really wanted to be with each other, but now it's all about the children, and then the children problem, and
Like
then our
I just
career.
like today when I was doing a session, so we had a question format. So one of the questions was, "Whom do you love?" And he wrote that I love my children. And I asked him, "What about your life?" He said, "Yeah, I do love her, but not as much I love my children." I said, "Do you really love her?" So what I realized that they both have become parents, wonderful parents, but they lost being husband and wife. and today they are just wanting to be parents. And he's giving an example also. Yeah, I think that's what I'm understanding. My friend, now after 26 years of marriage, they're taking a divorce because the children are settled and they don't feel like living with each other. So which means parents live. Now there is no role as parents, so they're separated.
Absolutely correct. So, these divorces today are on a high rise, and that, of course, brings in complications. Plus, the stagnation when it happens, because you're so involved with others, you forget each other. And then either the husband or the wife or both of them feel neglected. And when they feel neglected, each one of us needs that emotional assurance, that connect. And then, unfortunately, we step out of the relationship to seek that. And when one of the partner does it, the other partner definitely feels trapped, betrayed. But it's so damn difficult to really understand the issue and reflect how can you change that. And then when all this happens, when they separate, then it's so damn difficult to get the children settled. And once the children have settled, then it's a question mark. Now, should I look at my life or should I keep focusing on the children? I came to this situation because I was focusing not on each other, and I again end up in that trap. And of course, because I got betrayed once, can I again trust someone else?
Absolutely. One of the biggest challenges that we are facing while coaching people is people have developed so much of trust issues because something happened in the past. Now they don't want to be open to the idea of trusting the partner. So when we
So, each one of you, again, listening to all what we just shared, do you know someone who's gone through this challenge?
or you've been through it, something like this.
Absolutely. Do you know someone who really needed a helping hand? Someone who could be there and say, don't worry, I'm there with you and I will help you come out of this situation. If you know that one person in your life, or many, I would really want you to put up in the comment section saying, yes, there are so many people who have come in my life who've gone through either a betrayal or a divorce, or they're going through a stagnation in their relationship, or they wonder, I don't know why we end up arguing all the time, and they're feeling pain in the relationship instead of really experiencing true love and actually wondering whether true love exists. So when we tally these struggles, it's pretty evident that life's greatest joys and sorrows actually stem from them. One aspect, which is our career, which really influences all the other areas of our life. And second is relationship. If I'm happy in my career, I bring that happiness to my relationship and everything is working fine.
And it's vice versa. When I'm happy in my relationship, I'm getting that joy and happiness in my work life and I'm doing extremely great. So we invest significant time and energy in resolving these issues. And you know what? We are often wondering if we could benefit from support or offer it to others who trade similar paths. So when I went through many things of my life, I was always having people there who had been through it, and that is why it was much easier to deal with it and walk on that path when somebody's already been there. So that's what is so important in life all about, because you know what, in today's world we can't escape any of this. This is happening. We are facing challenge in our work life, we are facing challenge in relationship in our work life, and we are definitely facing challenges in our personal relationship.
And believe me, if these two pillars of your life, your career and your relationships, are taken care, everything else around that is going to be amazing and you live a great life.
Yep.
Now, when you go through these challenges, like we just spoke, sometimes I'm seeking help. Sometimes I'm wanting to help. And when you do that, what happens? So when I receive help, that fosters confidence and empowerment. When I feel there's someone around me, I know I can go through this journey. I'm not alone. And when I actually go out and help someone else, it brings a sense of fulfillment and joy. Now, coming back to each one of you, how many of you want to experience confidence, want to have that sense of empowerment, want to feel fulfillment and joy every day of your life?
Every day. How many of you want to live a life that you know that you're not alone in this journey? You're not walking alone on the path. There are many more people who are walking on the path, who are ready to help you, who are ready to be with you. How many of you, please It's people now or later. Please let us know how many of you are wanting to go for this.
So if this is the truth, that joy and fulfillment comes when we help others, and when we are going through that tough situation, confidence and empowerment comes when you have someone to support you. Then let's come together, acknowledging these shared challenges and collectively working towards solution.
By supporting each other, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater resilience and, most important, hope. Because the moment you go through something, you see darkness. You feel that you are on a tunnel and you're not able to see light out there. It's like a never-ending tunnel. But when you have someone with you who has been through that tunnel and says, no, don't worry, it's just a little bit more and you're going to be out of that tunnel. Now that hope is what makes you go forward, that what makes you progress.
So, there was like small little thing that we did, all of us did during COVID. It was a movement driven across nation, where we came out in the evening and we lit those lamps.
Yeah.
And we, played those
Plates
whatever.
we were playing,
Yes,
we were
whatever.
banging those plates.
Yes.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
And I don't know, all of a sudden, that feeling of camaraderie, that feeling of, all of us are in this together. And because we're all together, I know we can come out of this situation. And that is why when we went to the most toughest challenge
in the history of humanity,
yes, we developed resilience, but we still had hope that we can come out of this.
So together, we can shape a future where understanding, empathy, and solidarity prevail, because that's a must which is missing today. Imagine how beautiful will your life that you have someone who's understanding you, who's empathizing with you, and is with you in this journey of your life wherever you're going through.
So, I have first-hand experienced this transformative power of community support, having experienced its benefits in both receiving and offering help. But, I want to rewind my life a little more. While I was thinking about this, what I'm going to talk today, I thought, where did I really experience this feeling of a community? Where did this thought come to me? So I remember my parents, they come from a very small little village from the northern part of this country. And when my father came here, he was a young guy, got recently married. So the lady he is with is also a stranger. They're trying to cope up with life. And earlier, those times when all of us at my age and who have parents, we know that we would live in joint families. We would live together in villages, cousins, uncles, aunts, grandparents, everyone together. So there was a huge support system. But when one person of the family stepped out to give a better future to the entire generation, that journey was very lonely. So it was my father here. He came out taking up a job in a new place where the language is not spoken. So he came to the western part. He never heard the language that was spoken in the city. And that is the time you feel left out. Like today, for example, we travel to Europe where we don't know the language. We travel to Germany where we don't know the language. All of a sudden, you feel lonely. And when you hear someone speaking Hindi, you just...
Or even English for that matter.
Absolutely.
Which language do you are comfortable with?
Yes.
You feel such a relief.
Instant bonding with that person. Instant bonding with that person, right? So that is why he found a solution. And that solution was, he wanted to gather all these people who had come from those parts of the country who were alone here and facing life alone. How could they come together and really help each other through those stages of life? And it was such a beautiful experience because we were born in that environment where my father has raised his community. And I remember certain examples, like one of them in the community who was not really making that kind of money. When his daughter's marriage came up, all of them pulled in money. All of them came there, stood there, and they held that marriage in such a grand way. Imagine a daughter growing to a new house with that kind of support system.
Yeah. And if you see, the community, what she's talking about, I've been there, it's a township where everybody are together in it. And that is something was so beautiful to see that everybody's together. I think that's how she, felt that need or the power of community, right?
Yes. And, then Then it's about, of course, joy, celebrating occasions together, coming together as festivals,
Holy!
and going through tough times of life. I remember a time when I think 3 or 6 months there was a strike, and people would just come together, sit with each other, and go through the sorrows together. But that is what kept them resilient and hopeful. And they came out of the situation 6 months later. Because if we all remember, that time payments were not such great. We didn't have excess money even for the next month. But why they could go through all of that and still survive? Because they had this support. Same thing I experienced when I grew up. I became a part of a community where first I went to receive help, and then I became that person to offer help. And believe me, from that day till today, life has been so amazing because every day I can do something to help someone. Possibly that is the reason for both of us to also offer this, or rather take up this profession and go out and help people, because that triggered this power in us. So through a community that embraced me, I found the confidence to pursue seemingly impossible dreams and the strength to achieve them one step at a time. In turn, I also discovered the joy of nurturing and encouraging others, evolving into a leader that I never imagined I could have become.
In fact, it's so incredible that how a single genuine encounter can transform a stranger into a trusted ally. It can be fostering bond of trust and empathy. I have someone for the last 30 years, but it was the first encounter. I didn't knew this person. When I met him for the first time, I trusted him, and till date, I'm with him and we are together. 30 years, okay? These interactions that we step up to support one another not only shape us into leaders, but also turn stranger into lifelong friends. It's these everyday connections that infuse life with a meaning and fulfillment.
So, driven by this realization, I genuinely harbored a deep seated desire to create a community. And I'm so fortunate to have a life partner who has the same aspiration towards life. Both of us kept thinking how someday we can build a community
Yes.
which is tailored for individuals who are navigating similar life stages and challenges. And today, after years of anticipation on how we can do it, we both are privileged to announce the launch of such a community which is dedicated to resolving significant issues faced by individuals in their midlife.
Our community, what we have named is Ace in Your Career and Relationships. It is designed for those seeking personal and professional growth, yearning for fulfilling relationship, and striving to have a much happier existence.
So, if you don't want to become happy, if you don't want to grow in life, if you don't have ambitions or dreams, if you don't want to enjoy fulfilling relationships, then this space is not for you. But if you are interested in growing in your career, no matter what the challenges, if you're really wanting to grow and develop your relationship and experience true love, joy, fulfillment, if you want to live a happy existence, then this is the place that you should be.
And we truly believe you are people who want to grow. You are people who want to have great relationship. You know why? Because that's why you're listening to us.
Absolutely correct.
This is exactly the 40th month today. Is our, it's like 40th month in the last, I don't know how many weeks do we calculate. I think 52 weeks. It's 104th week today going on. And people are still there listening to us because that's how we come to know. So which means you are people. So we understand that embarking on this journey can be doubting, especially amidst vulnerability and fear of change.
So, I want to have an amazing relation, but is it possible? It seems like a daunting task,
Yeah.
especially when I've experienced vulnerability. And the biggest fear, of course, is fear of change. If I change into the person that I don't want to become, I am this is me. I don't want to change. And the fear of change is so big that I don't want to walk that path. But you know what? With support of like-minded individuals walking alongside you, the journey becomes not only manageable, but also becomes joyful.
So all of you who are listening now and later, if you are ready to take charge of your life then you just need to do one thing. Click the link in the comments to join us. If you have lingering doubts, reach out to us via LinkedIn messages or WhatsApp for clarifications. And I'm sure you're wondering, what am I going to get from this community? What's expected? So here's what you can expect from our community. First, live sessions with expert coaches to facilitate learning.
So live sessions once a week with coaches in ND Life Coaching to facilitate your learning journey towards acing in your career, towards acing in your relationships.
You also will have access to a wealth of knowledge which we have accumulated over 2 years in our dedicated hub. We have one place, so you will be access to all of that. Believe me, it's
this knowledge we have accumulated over 10 years plus all the additional experience and expertise of both of us put together would be
50, 60 years now.
Yes. So all those 50, 60 years put together in 2 years is what you're going to get an access to when you join this community.
The third thing, you're going to get direct answers to your pressing challenges from our experienced coaches by getting a chance to ask questions directly. Imagine, this is not so easily available, but these coaches not only ask, but there are pretty much successful people out there who have done great for themselves. They're also going to be there, who are going to answer to your questions directly.
And then, of course, a supportive environment where you can share your struggles and you can receive encouragement from fellow members.
That's like such a big blessing.
Absolutely. And of course, opportunities to step up as a leader and share your experiences with those facing similar issues. Believe me, when you can do that with life, there is no greater fulfillment and joy in life than helping someone with the wisdom that you've gathered over the years of your work life or relationships.
Then the sixth one that you're going to get is that skill development sessions. Today, if you know, skills are so important, and you're going to have skill development sessions to equip you for success and happiness.
Because if you are good at building relationships, you can succeed as an entrepreneur. If you are good in building relationships, you can climb the corporate ladder. If you're good in building relationships, you can have amazing, happy family time and life. A love life is really blooming and flourishing. So we're going to give you those skills to really build meaningful long-term relationship. At the same time, we are equally committed to each one of you to have an amazing, fulfilling, happy career so that you can thrive financially. That's why those skill development sessions.
And the chance to be recognized, that's one thing we are keeping as Acer of the Month, which means earning. So one who is going to be the Acer of the Month, the one who is aced, okay, is going to earn in one-on-one session with us. Okay, and let me tell you, it's pretty expensive, but that's something you're going to get free if you're Acer of the Month.
And of course, there are going to be certain things that you need to do to entitle you to become the Acer of the Month. But once you become that, you get this one-on-one session with me, him, or the other coaches that we
absolutely
have.
One thing that I want to tell you, that we had the fortune to meet a lot of successful people, done extremely well. One thing common in all of them is they're all part of community.
Yes.
From 100 to 10,000 to 1 lakh people. They're all part of a community. And that is one of the biggest strengths that they live with, that you know what? I was not alone. So while sharing their stories, they always mention that I had this group of people. I had this set of people. I had people empathizing with me. I had people supporting. Then why not we? People who are there struggling, why not we also build a community? My life and her life has changed because of community. So we were always obsessed and passionate about to build this community to people out there whom we can help. That is why we are starting this, okay?
And we are fortunate today in the world, the age that we live in, that we can actually create this virtual world where whichever part of the world you belong to, you can just be a part of these like-minded people who also want to grow, who also want to have a happy life, and who are out there to support and encourage you, and at the same time you're learning and growing together.
So the one thing I want to tell all of you guys here, do not let this opportunity slip away. This is going to be one of the, like when I joined the community 30 years back that I'm part of even today, that is the reason why I'm leading such a happy, successful, and meaningful life. The not, because this would be, I think that was the best decision I made being a part of that community.
I agree to you.
And that is exactly, I want all of you to, this decision of joining our community is going to be the best decision that you're going to make. You are going to make, your family is going to be telling you one day, you know what? You did the best thing in life is joining this community and slowly getting us also. Like, you know, my wife, my dad, my mom, my brother, my sister, even our children today are part of the community, and we are all enjoying the benefit of community. So register now and don't be selfish. Okay, also ensure that once you have registered, because I know you love your friends, you love your family, you love people out there, invite them and ensure that they also, your friends and loved ones, to embark on this empowering journey with us.
But of course, this is not coming to you free.
Yeah.
This is coming to you with a very, very bare minimal cost. A cost which is lesser than your subscription on Netflix, where you go for entertainment.
It is 50% less than your subscription per month. So it's going to be very cheap, because it's not about money. The reason we are asking for these fees, that people who are committed, people who want to grow should be a part of it. We don't want people just for gossiping and wasting time. We want serious people. So guys, together we unlock our full potential and thrive. So we would love all of you to join this community and help us serve you and ensure that you all lead a very happy, successful, and meaningful life. By then, thank you very much once again from us. Good night, and see you again on next Friday on How to Ace Your Career.
And both of us are really, really keen to see you on the other side in our community, where we grow and thrive together. So see you once again. Till then, have a wonderful